I am an artist.
I am an artist.
I'm an artist.
I am an artist.
I am an artist.
I'm an artist.
I am an artist.
I am an artist.
I'm an artist.
I am an artist.
Hi, my name is Noah Perito. I am a singer. I take voice lessons. I'm involved in the choirs on campus, like a college choir, and I used to do chamber singers. I'm also the music director of BASIC, which is the all-male voice a cappella group on campus. And generally that job is basically like I create the arrangements, so I take music and I make it into just voices instead of instruments and voices. And I teach it, and then we all go out and perform them for gigs or just to like actually have fun and express ourselves.
I'm Sean Muscott. I'm a freshman at Wagner, and I like to take and edit photos.
My name is Connie Creppy, and I study theater performance at Wagner College.
Hi, I'm Victoria Puza, and I'm a performer. I like to say I dance, sing, and act.
Hi, my name is Andy Dillon. I am a sophomore design tech and management major. I do like a little bit too much to really say that I do one thing. I do costume design, makeup design. I'm a drag queen, so that factors in somewhere. I'm a dancer as well, so like I cover on a lot of different things.
I generally sing because music is something that is so human and it's just so full of expression, and it allows me to kind of step away from what I'm doing in my life or what I'm dealing with and kind of channel it into something that actually has like resolution and cleaner ways of expressing those emotions or those like struggles. So singing has really helped me with that, and my involvement with my groups allows me to bring that out of people, so I get a lot of joy from that.
I do what I do because it's kind of started going to concerts and kind of like meeting like people after concerts, so I was taking lots of pictures of that, and then it started kind of like trying to take those kind of pictures in a more like artistic way, and then I just kind of started getting into it and taking pictures of everything and like trying to do kind of like an artistic way.
Because I crave attention. Now, I think that there's something fulfilling beyond any other thing I could do in life. There's something emotionally, mentally, physically fulfilling about doing theater. I think it helps you understand people, it helps you understand yourself. And I think you get to make pretend, and that's fun.
At a very young age, I tried to express myself in dance and movement, and I found this great tool of storytelling. And no matter what I did in life, I always went back to kind of telling a story. So I think that my profession in the acting industry allows me to connect with an audience and tell everybody's story. And it's some of the work, it's so beautiful. So I like to be the median to tell that story.
Oddly enough, it feels natural. Like, there are a lot of people that think like, I don't know, like the educational route of something is like, I don't know, more like the natural way to do things, like passing in like math and social studies and science, and that kind of thing is like, kind of like the typical route, and that kind of feels natural to some people, and like, none of that makes any sense to me. Like, it makes sense for me to like see colors and like line and just design and all that kind of stuff makes sense to me, and like choreography, like the general shape of something makes a lot of sense. So like that was like the most natural thing for me to do, was to operate within that. I wouldn't try to like shove myself into something that I wouldn't be able to do. So I do it from that, and also I'm like a sociopath, so like creative expression was always part of my life. It was when I was little, and it's always gonna be, so I figured I couldn't divert from that, or I'd be diverting from who I am.
I think that is very important for an artist to make time for their art. A lot of times it becomes more of an extrinsic thing, which means that it's driven by like forces that are either the people that are involved in it or like what you need to do because you have it for a gig or something instead of actually doing it because you enjoy it or because you get something artistically out of it. So it's important to make time for it to be actually art. And specifically for music, I think it's really important to take time almost every day to just practice singing in some way or to listen to music and expose yourself to different types of music because otherwise you're kind of sheltering yourself from like all forms of musical art. So I think it's really important for the musical artists to really engage themselves in their work and to be unafraid of listening to and experimenting with different types of things.
I like to when I take my photos, I feel like it's integral to try to make sure that you aren't sticking a photo that's like anybody could have seen and like taken, that it's something like unique from you, that like the angle, the editing, like the way you frame it, that like it's something that only could come from you. That's what I like about photography.
Passion, first and foremost, I think. I think you have to be passionate about it, you have to love it. You know, or else you'll only get so far within yourself, not even business-wise. I think you'll reach a roadblock if you don't love it and you're not passionate about it. And I think passion is the basis upon which everything else, such as having a good work ethic. I think if you love it, it's work. It's certainly work, but it's work you'll love doing. And you have to love the work because there's a lot. Good looks, because you have to be pretty. Okay. Yeah, I think passion and the love for the art form and for the people who do it and the people who create it. I think that's very integral. I think an understanding of humanity is integral to theater. Yeah, and I think there's a certain resilience too, a certain bouncing back that's required. Yeah.
Hard work, dedication, not taking the easy route. It's so easy to kind of half-ass, I'll say, or phone it in, or not be, like, not finding all the architecture of the text, or not using your body fully in dance, or singing not to your full capacity and not being supported. It's such a difficult profession, and so much hard work goes into it, and we have to make it look effortless. So I think the most important part is our dedication, just to really give the craft what it needs.
The role an artist has in society is very underrated, but it's one of the most important roles. Art is one of the most essential human things. Only high intelligent creatures can do it, and so music specifically, something that we create, it just expresses a whole side of humanity that if we didn't have it would be forgotten, and we wouldn't be who we are as a species without it. And I think that an artist's role in society is to make others see that side and to get them engaged in it. Because, I mean, I'm a singer, I love to sing, it's very easy for me to just be like, I'm gonna go listen to music, or I'm gonna go practice. But for someone who doesn't sing, or for someone who has no musical experience whatsoever, it might be daunting to even think about taking up an instrument or trying voice lessons or experimenting with something that they hadn't heard before. But I think that it's the artist's role to push that limit and to get people to go out and listen to new things and really get engaged in something that is essentially human.
I think the artist's role in society is to kind of critique society and like push it forward and maybe do it in a way that's less like direct than like a politician, because like you're doing it more subtly.
Well, to quote the musical Evita, when you act, you take us away from the squalor of the real world, and I think that speaks volumes. I think the artist gets to reel people in and away from troubles. I mean, theater specifically, and when you step into the theater and you're enjoying an evening, seeing a show, I think it's an opportunity to sort of escape into something. Even if you're fully invested in the show, even if the show itself is a sort of social commentary, I think that's a big role. I think the artist provides, and that, I mean, that in and of itself, social commentary, it's a huge goal of art, I think, in a lot of its forms, especially theater, to sort of open people's eyes to new ideas or things that are going on, or anything really. I mean, when you have the ability to captivate an audience through a piece of theater, a song, a dance piece, a painting, a sculpture, performance art, I think as long as you can get an audience, whether it be one person or a 1,300 seat house, to be compliant in what you're presenting, I think you hold a lot of power there, and I think artists use that power for good. And furthermore, I think the artist plays the role of fun maker in society. I think children love art because it's fun. Dancing and singing and painting and all of that fun stuff. I think it's fun. And I think it veers from the sense of rigidity that we tend to have in our everyday lives. Because it's living and it's breathing and it's always changing, and I think it freshens things up in a big way.
We can heal. We're the healers, and we can use our art in many ways to heal what's been going around the world, and also to show what's been going around the world. We have the creative tools to express what's maybe not being said, or to express how we're going to react to a lot of it. We have this kind of open channel of communication where we can just explore, and especially at a time right now in the world, I think the artist this will be our way of healing the world and communicating with the world.
I think an artist in society, I don't think society is any fun without any artists, because otherwise, I think there's a huge difference between artists and technicians. And technicians are just people that have studied something and they can hit all the points in it, so technically everything's correct. And everything is system-wise correct and all good. But then artists bend it a little bit and they have passion within it. So there are a lot of technicians that like to say they're artists just because they follow all these different steps of something artistic, but I don't think it's necessarily artistic. There are a lot of people who say you're designing a show, you're light designing or something. They will physically have all of the lighting cues and everything will have a reason, and that's all well and good. But I think there's a difference between someone who just does it because they're following all the steps of doing it, or someone that does it because they're this scene has this light because you have to convey this. You know what I mean? It has to have the passion behind it, not just you're doing it because it's your job requirement. I don't think being an artist is just a job. I think it's a lifestyle manifested in a job. Somehow you get to get it out through that job, and I think that's what artists do on a day-to-day basis. They just outlet what's going on in them, their passion and their creativity and everything, in something that can be packaged for someone else so that they can share in that experience.